guys, how are you? It is a busy day. It's absolutely been pandemonium. I said hold on to your butts last week, and I think we should have added seatbelt and everything else with it because it's been crazy. I have kind of kept myself a bit distant from all of the horror and terror. Well, we've been busy and stuff, but because I like having the bird's eye view of what's going on, because we knew this was happening in my mind's eye. This was already done, but temporary. RoeMyGod. But all these moving parts, we know the behavior of these people, these antagonists, since Don Julio was in office. When anything goes wrong for them, there's always retaliation, always. And they have been steadily around the world, all of them getting caught and upping the ante. So in the background, I have been pulling all those pieces together, and oh my gosh, do I have a story to tell you guys. And I love the fact that there is this emergency hearing tomorrow at 1 p.m. I hope I can catch it, but we'll see. So we are in a balsamic moon, meaning we're at the very end of this lunation that we had in Gemini. We're getting ready to have our Cancer new moon. The United States has her sun in Cancer. So, coming off of eclipse weather and the United States Pluto return, this is going to be a jolt. Our nation we were born, remade, brand new at our Pluto return in February. That's why everything has been kind of nuts. The rest of this year, this topsy-turvy, this flux, this, ongoing, I don't want to say turbulence, but all this activity is going to continue right through the end of the year. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, I've been talking a lot about Leo season and how nervous I am for Leo season and the setup that we have got going from about mid-July into mid-August. It is not to be a fearmonger. It is dangerous. It is very hard on the heart and the circulatory system, and the environment is one of provocations, explosiveness, unexpected things happening, a lot of hostile rage and aggression in the air. Please consider your plans and what you're doing from about mid-July into mid-August and plan accordingly, okay? I want everybody to be safe, and the potential exists for things not to be safe. I will tell you, if there are big storms happening, these storms, they will absolutely be deadly. So I don't know where they're happening. They might be happening on the other side of the globe. But when they come, the big systems that come, please make sure you're prepared, okay? So we're going to kind of batten down the hatches a little bit. We're kind of get an awareness of where we are, where our resources are, and just have our plans in place in case something happens. We've already been through a lot of crap. So it's not like we're going to go through all this crap again. I'm just saying the atmosphere is one that everywhere is explosive. However, we have this new moon in Cancer that might temper that. And then we have another Pluto return, round number 2 on July 11th. So there's a potential for a lot of crap, but there are 2 major events that may help offset Leo season, okay? So I'm just saying, be prepared. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Let me say hello to you guys, okay? How are you guys doing? Hi, Ellen and Joyce and Bonnie and Crystal and Teresa and Joy. Kim, Dee, Pierre, Apple, Joyce, Margaret, Donna, Pammy. Hot afternoon to you all. Jan, Joyce, Sophie, Carol. Look at all you guys. Dr. Nancy, Linda, Sandoval, Nancy, Rudy. There is an Amtrak accident in Missouri today. I did not know that. Oh, thank you, Jay McDonald, Mary Hall, Warrior, Queen the Empress. I have not, in regards, oh, I thought you meant about Nancy Pelosi. I will tell you, Nancy Pelosi has been way undercover for like the last month. Just recently, I'm seeing her peeking out a little bit. I don't know if she's trying to take cover from all this astrological aggression in the air as well and all these changes, because you know, when we're having aspects, I kind of like to take cover. I'm kind of getting a sense that she does as well. Queen the Empress, I love you, big queen. Thank you. Hi, Ian from Scotland. Feds seized Eastman's phone. That's very good to know. Nancy, there's 2 to 3 storms out in the Atlantic Ocean. I've been seeing Mexico and part of the east coast of the U.S. getting hit in July. Shelby, Leslie, Equus. Okay, so there is so much that I want to share with you guys. First, I'm just going to share this little Catherine the Great story with you guys because I found this fascinating, and it helped me understand a lot about what's going on with the Russia and the misogyny. I want to give you the quick version of this. So Catherine the Great, you guys, she was like the last great emperor, empress in Russia. She was the empress for 34 years. Okay? She's the longest serving person in that regard. And then when they switched from their emperors, empresses, then like they were modernized and now they have presidents. And every time I think about Putin and what he thinks about her, he hates her. This is why he hates women and wants to ensure that women never come to power. Her story is so fascinating because she was not born in Russia. It's stunning. I didn't know this story. She was actually born in Germany to parents that were kind of like well-to-do, not quite like maybe they were a duchess or whatever those titles are. They weren't really royalty, but they were high enough where they could maybe have a title and they were invited to things, okay? But the mom just ignored her daughter, thought she was useless, she wasn't totally attractive. She was smart. She was very smart and had an incredible wit. So her parents somehow, you know, Germany, Russia, they know the Russians, they know the Kremlin. So at the time when she's a young girl, Catherine, there is the empress, was her name Elizabeth, who was into power. She did not have an heir to her throne at all. And so in order to protect her legacy, she invited, I think it was like maybe a nephew, someone who had a son who was not well taken care of. I think it was her nephew. She took in her nephew to be her heir, but this boy was abused all the time, horrifically, nastily. He was very unattractive. I guess he got smallpox at one point and left his skin totally scarred. Well, she needed an heir, and as they got older, at one point, when Catherine was very young, she met, I don't know if it was one of Elizabeth's generals or someone way up there. She was at a thing where she could shake his hand, and she actually asked the man high up there, actually asked him to bow to her so that she could reach his hand and shake the hand. And they all thought that was so funny because it was such a cute little girl would do that. And he complied and bowed down to her and shook her hand. Fast forward, Elizabeth wants an heir, her nephew. She calls her parents in Germany and says, hey, I want you to marry him. They're delighted. They come. Catherine loves Russia. Her husband hates it. I don't know if it was Peter or Paul, but anyway, he was such a nasty, awful, terrible, terrible husband, basically, and she could not bear a son. And he didn't want to have anything to do with that, I think, because he was like always drunk. So, long story short, in 1762, the day of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. This is 17/6. On that day, the people in the Kremlin, in the monarchy, helped her to plan the coup on her husband because he was so nasty, awful. He wanted to kill her. He was very abusive. On the day Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, there's the coup. She's made queen. So she's from Germany, and she goes and rules for 34 years. She brings about the thing that she wanted to do for Russia it was the time of enlightenment. So she had these rules she wanted to install, which was about fairness and equity to modernize Russia with the European world. She wanted to get rid of the slaves, which was actually, I guess, serfdom. They called them the serfs. I guess there were 8 million of them in Russia. Not exactly slavery, but those people are tied to the land that whoever owns it, they work for them. It's like slavery, but it's a cornerstone of their economy, okay? So it's like their economy operates in this fashion with the oppression of people. But she wanted enlightenment. She wanted to get rid of slavery. She wanted to have laws. She wanted to have a society that abided by the laws and the rules. Okay? So she did a lot of modernization. They never had a map of Russia at this time. I guess she was asking, where's this, where's that? And they're like, I don't know. So, hello, they got a map, and she did expand Russia's lands. In fact, that's how they claimed Crimea and the cities of Odessa and Azov, all these places in Ukraine right now that we hear about. She helped with that expansion. Interesting. That was at a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Earth signs. Change. So she also believed in education for children and people being educated and civilized. She was the last great empress of Russia. And I swear this is why Putin is so insistent on get the women out of here. They're going to ruin everything. And those who lean heavily towards Putin have a misogynistic agenda. RoeMyGod. This is all connected, you guys. This history of it was really fascinating to me. Let me check in and say hello to you guys. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. NFL owners are refusing U.S. committee subpoenas. Weird. A grand... Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to tell that story because it is so important to everything that when we're dealing with Russia. So, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Russia has been majorly acting out as of last week. It's been steadily increasing lately, but I think the week before, Zelensky announced that he had discovered, now the week before last, I believe it was Zelensky announced that he discovered Russian FSB in his highest levels of intelligence in his cabinet. And I guess this person was a childhood friend. So they made that discovery. And at that time, this is why Russia was able to avoid certain landmines, and they were able to take so many cities right at the beginning. Okay? That happened. Oh, and all those explosions that have been inexplicable, like why are these refineries blowing up? That was from the very high tier, very super elite Ukrainian soldiers, kind of like Navy SEALs, who have gone in deep beyond enemy line, and they have destroyed all that stuff. Okay, so these things are really important to what's been happening the past week or so, and the reason why I think we're having this hearing. So we talked about her. Okay. We talked about all that. I had to get my timeline straight. So we're having this tomorrow. You guys, this is all connected. I need some water. In fact, when I went on my walk today before I went live, just thinking about these pieces, my throat was going tight, which is just the sign that I'm hovering over something. And I think the reason why my throat goes tight is because, you know, I'm discovering tangible things that's related to Venus. The throat is ruled by Taurus. In my chart, I have Saturn in Taurus. Saturn is authority, but it restricts things. So it's like the universe is telling me I'm on to something with Saturn being a planet of authority. It's like, yep, that's it. So my throat has been consistently tight as I've been like talking about all this stuff. Hi, never again. No, the bell did not ring. You're okay. Oh, Ginny. She's in so much trouble. She is so much trouble. I think I tweeted the other day, I was looking into some of this stuff, and all of a sudden, she is bursting out wailing again. She's falling over again like a concrete dead weight because she's been discovered. Roe is related to this. I think the witness tomorrow is related to this. This first thing, Light 2022, that came out on Donald's birthday. It's like the Twitter and Google and all the search engines have already scrubbed this. This was on a Thursday. We were supposed to have a hearing on Wednesday, but it got canceled and pushed to Thursday. Was that Thursday? What, are we already June 27th? This is, okay. 2022. Oh no, it was June 16th. I'm sorry. June 14th is Donald's birthday. So this is Thursday. And then we had a hearing this day. This was the day with the searches at Jeff Clark's house. And there were the 3 churches in the South that had raids. I know I'm going to start buffering you guys. The other thing the media is not talking about, the Southern Baptist Convention. It's related to that. But they're, in my humble opinion, also people say they radicalize soldiers, but I think it's they are part of the bigger data laundering and the social engineering that's going on, that this first light talked about, okay? This was the massive Interpol raid I talked about recently. Oh my, thank you, Bonnie. That I talked about recently. They raided over 1,700 call centers. There were, I think, over 4,000 accounts frozen. This was a massive, massive operation because First Light was responsible for the transnational movement that was affecting social engineering, provocations, protests, refugee movement, social engineering. Look what's happening to our Supreme Court and how that is affecting our society. It also had to do with telecoms, telecommunications, the transfer of digital information, personal identity information. And this was happening around the world. Every continent, they had raids on them, okay? This started on March 8th. And it carried out for 2 months through May 8th. On March 6th is when Ginni's frontline group that got exposed, her special group that she wanted Eastman to come and talk to them. Well, on March 6th, they were in Orlando with a convention, and that guy who was speaking, I can't remember his name, was talking, basically taking up arms, occupying the United States, and using their God and religion as their reason to basically continue the coup. For me, this is what triggered First Light going active, because they had the data and the information that they needed, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay. So fast forward. We found out what this was on June 16th, Thursday. Remember, they had the hearing on Wednesday. It got canceled, postponed, and then all this craziness happened, okay? Then, it was not on Friday. Then, so you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What day is that? So then on Monday, June 20th, first day of summer, which is an eclipse point from 2 years ago. It's massive. All of a sudden, out of the blue, Israel says, oh, is it Prime Minister Bennett? We can't keep our majority coalition going on. It has to be dissolved because we can't get done what we want to get done. So we're going to have another election. They've had this will be their 5th one since 2019. Okay, so they're going to have an election. This is on that Monday. And then we find out Jared is going to Israel. Why? It's related to First Light, you guys, and what they found. And then this past week or weekend, I don't even know what day I have June 24th here. Ukraine announced that they discovered a U.S. sanctioned lawmaker working for Russia. Now, don't be confused. U.S. sanctioned, meaning Ukraine has a lawmaker who is sanctioned by the United States for working for Russia. We know who dertach is, whatever his name is friendly with in the United States. But this is what's getting confused. People are saying a U.S. lawmaker. Yes, we know they are, but that's not how that quote was meant. This was meant that he has a spy network for Russia. That came up as, I just have to write it down because the 2 cards that represent this are the 7 of Pentacles and the Magic card. Okay. Are you with me so far? I know there's a lot of information. This is all my scribbliness. So Israel says we're going to have this 5th election. Jared has to go to Israel. And then over the weekend, we find out about Derek having a spy network. And around this time, as I'm looking into what this spy network is about, this is when Ginni starts wailing and screaming uncontrollably. It's annoying. It's kind of like, you see roadkill on the road and you want to walk around away from it and all the flies while you're just trying to do your thing, but you're not noticing. That is how profound and heavy her energy was. And so I'm like, Ginni, what's going on? She's the back channel. direct connection to this spy network for entertainment purposes only. This is my humble opinion. And she's the one among others that are included in this network and have been active with the Supreme Court of the United States. And the cards that indicate her connection directly with Dertach. I was laughing the other night because when I threw cards, I literally got the Death Star for her. And Temperance. So these are the three cards that come together. That is Ginni, her connection with Dertach's spy network. Okay. Death, because death is him. He is the death card. The change, the death of America, the death of everything that they want to kill off, okay? The Star, because of the great big secret, nobody's supposed to know, the reason why Jared went abroad, their hope for the coup and the coup on the world. And then the Temperance card, because she's the one taking information in, working with the justice system and Clarence and all of them, and filter. She's the hub to put it all out with all of these networks, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only. This is how deep she is in. In fact, the 147 GOPers who had asked for a pardon. Let's just start look at this. Oh gosh. Oh, yes. And AG went to Ukraine. We got to talk about that. Who was I just at? The 147 GOPers. Yep. They are directly involved with this as well. Let's go now to Attorney General Merrick Garland and why he went to Ukraine. Do you get this? Do you get this? What are you guys doing? This is just the start. Yes. Is Jared his grandson? I think isn't he his godfather? Not Deripaska. This is Andre I don't know how to spell his name. But he's the one that's directly connected with Rudy and Ron Johnson and Devin Nunes. Where's he been? He's that direct connection, like Lev and Igor. Okay. What else? Anything else, you guys? Oh my God, I just got to hit on this. The NFL, the billions. I think the NFL's involved in this. Yep, I just got that. Because the spy network also involves corporations. Let me just grab some cards real quick. I want to see the spy network. Show me the spy network. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have so much to tell you. We have to talk about them going to buffering. Just a sec. I'm just writing this so I see this when I'm doing edits that I buffered. Okay. I know I'm going to buffer throughout this thing because this is super duper. I'm sorry. Cannot forget that. Okay, so I have so much to tell you, you guys. The cards are now changing from evil to the good guys' side, and I'll explain it to you as I get through this. Okay, I just want to know. I can't say his. I'm just gonna call him Dertach. his tacky network, okay? I don't know how to spell his name. You guys know who I'm talking about, but dertachNetwork. Show me the network. Oh man, you guys. Show me the NFL. Oh shit. That's the organization. Oh man. These are the teams. This is organization and leadership. Teams. They're crimes. I have to write this down. So that's the org, leader, teams, crimes. That's the dertachNetwork that was discovered last week, says Zelensky, for entertainment purposes only. How does this relate to, how does your network, oh my God, these assholes. Ugh, I am so disgusted right now. Oh, it's all upside down. This is like being undercover, you guys. Knight of Swords, intelligence and information. Okay, so as we know, the Super Bowl is the most widely broadcasted event around the world. When I first started watching trends, I could not believe how every Sunday, predictably, the Super Bowl and NFL football would dominate the trends in every almost single nation for over 24 hours, even third world countries. I'm like, I did not understand that there was so much interest in this around the world. But if we're going to be talking about social engineering and telecommunications in the first light thing, that makes sense, because at the time I was like, great. You have these games Sunday, people are watching with their families, and social media blows up with trolls, the same crap, conquer and divide, crap talking about teams and players. It's such a hostile area to be. Knight of Swords. Undercover information ops. I'm going to say social engineer. Seven of Cups. The big secret with all this digital stuff, and there's you go. Page of Pentacles. User data. Data about people. Riots and yeah. I think they're part of the social engineering problem. So if this is dertach's espionage network, the Page of Swords. Here we go. Undercover spies all over the place. There's your star card. Acting as hosts to carry out the star, the big global project. So that spy network relates to the NFL organization. The Nine of Pentacles, oligarchs, well-paid people, comfort, insecurity. This has to do with making populations feel insecure and doing things in unconventional ways with an unconventional government. So this is the NHL, the organization. What does it mean to do? I mean, look at what they did to San Francisco 49ers quarterback. I can't think of what his name is right now. This is why taking the knee was such a big thing, perpetuated everywhere. Social engineering. And that network related to this organization through the White House, through the Kremlin. Oh, God. This is the leadership. To make bad judgments. I mean, look at all this weird stuff that's happening with them. They make such an impression around the globe about how we judge things and perceive things. And look at all this data, this undercover data that goes back and forth. I mean, you have the NFL Network. You have the NFL Network websites. You have people with their personal accounts, their team pages. Their, oh my God, they have everyone. I mean, this is more psychographic profiling, but through this sports organization, which makes sense because if you look at, soccer abroad, how many oligarchs are involved with that? The NFL's a freaking American oligarch system carrying this out is what it is. So now here's your teams. This SPN dertachNetwork group. Yeah. Ace of Swords. It's an up. Happy families to attack. That's why this is all reversed. It's all undercover. You can't see it. I am so glad they're going after them. We have the Seven of Pentacles, their investment, again, gathering more information about people and surveillance and espionage. That's what these teams can do. Now, we're not going to follow we're going to seem like we're following rules, but we're really not a rule-based system because the Fool card, we are starting a new world. The Fool with the World card is Putin's thing of his new world order. The new world order is going to come out through the NFL. What is this? They're crimes that they've done. Of course, it's timing, it's opportunity, it's how they have their fortunes and how they abuse their fortunes. They're in trouble. Data laundering, there you go. And the opportunity that they had aligned with this spy network. Terrorism. Yeah, it's just that ongoing micro-targeting crap with the consumer. Ugh. So, that's the NFL for you. I just can't believe this. It's so annoying. How are you guys doing? I know, they're so gross. Yes, NFL owners are oligarchs. Super Bowl is most watched event because of gambling. That's where all this gambling crap is coming in, too. Yes, I think they've been working behind closed doors as it was Barr who stopped it. Jerry Jones was supposed to testify but refused. Okay. Have fun. These mofos. This is that whole good old boy community masculinity on steroids. No women allowed. Perpetuating the misogyny through sports. Regular contact with families. Oh, God. I mean, and think about how, you guys, isn't it weird? Hasn't there been, like, in the last couple years, like, so many shootings at football parties or football gatherings? I think that's what I don't even know why they're having the hearing. I'll tell you why Eastman's phone got seized. It's part of this network. Okay, so I told you guys about what happened in in the week prior in June related to searches and the spy network, Israel having a fifth election, Jared going to Israel. Okay, but in the meantime, Attorney General Merrick Garland went to Ukraine. Interesting. The thing is, whenever I see Merrick in my mind's eye, he is beaming, smiling, like so proud, like he's speaking at that graduation again, and he's so proud of all those people who have graduated. It's like he's so proud of his department. So he goes with a guy named Eli. I don't know where his name is. Who is a Nazi hunter. They're going to go investigate crimes in Ukraine, war crimes. But I think the kicker is those war crimes that had accomplices in the United States of America and Nazis here, okay? We have a very special relationship with Ukraine. I'm going to switch gears again here on why this is so important. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that since Russia's invasion into Ukraine, I have been looking at the quarter moons every single week, and I only used to do Washington, D.C., but now I've expanded that fivefold because now I throw or sixfold, because I throw teroscopes now for Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, Ukraine, Kyiv, Moscow, and Beijing. Okay. DC, Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so just so I could see what was going on with the war and what was happening. But the thing I did not expect Ukraine to have so much activity, because it was like communicating with this, and it was communicating with that, and this, like, so these guys are trying to all like do their plans, you know, but it's like Ukraine's like a third wheel. I'm like, what do you have to do with all your busyness here? I could not understand it. And then a couple weeks ago with the live that I did called Tipping Point, it was like it all blew up. That was a time of first light. Oh, thank you, Linda. Okay, so First Light 2022 is the Interpol app we found out about on the 16th. So around that time, everything blew up. And since then, everything has gone silent. They're not nobody's communicating. I'm not getting the same cards and how this side gets this information and hands it off to this country and so and so. They must have been intercepts somehow. So the Interpol thing happens, everything goes silent. And then we find out Attorney General and Eli go to Ukraine because we're hunting Nazis, like Brad Pitt says in Inglourious Bastards. Okay? How are you guys doing? Yes, Robin, I saw that they got bombed by Russia today. This is why, I'm going to get to that part, this is why Russia is acting out so severely right now. They're pissed. Okay, so here goes my... This SBC thing with the Southern Baptist Convention is on the perimeter with this as well, okay? So this past week, because all of a sudden at the quarter moon, which was actually a double third quarter moon, this last one, I explained that in detail the last live. We had 2 third quarter moons in Gemini. So it's like all the activity that happened in Gemini gets like a deep scrub, scouring, cleaning, special attention to get everything it needs to be uncovered, basically. It's like the beginning and the end of this thing that's been out there. And the first third quarter moon on May 22nd was in full moon Scorpio eclipse weather. So this was a very powerful third quarter moon that we had that just stands out than any other we've had because it's had so much productive power, okay? So all this is happening. The communications with the teroscopes now have gone blank. We find out about first light. And I'm like, and it occurs to me as I'm looking at this, looking at that, I'm like, is the third country that held our data from the ANOM app, was that Ukraine? Now I'm going to explain this really quickly. ANOM. Basically, last June 9th in 2021, we found out about this FBI encrypted app called ANOM. I'm probably going to start buffering again. But this app was used, and it got started, it was a track criminal activity like smuggling, trafficking, just all that stuff, the big crime stuff. All these big, massive, historic seizures. If you just search FBI seizure or Interpol seizure from the past year, look what comes up, because you'll keep seeing record haul of, fentanyl, of crypto, of this and this and this and this. This was an FBI encrypted app that actually went out on the market in 2018 because a person and their partner were selling encrypted apps on the black market so that all the criminals could evade law enforcement. So part of this person's deal was to create an encrypted app for the FBI. And this person has been a cooperating witness at the time for over 2 years, which is extremely rare. So this ANOM app went out there on burner phones. And I think, this is just me, I think the FBI has a good share of the market on burner phones. Just say, for entertainment purposes only. This thing goes out in 2018. And what it does is basically anytime a text is sent out, it goes to a third country server that there's an agreement with. Who was this third country? Nobody knew. I mean, it couldn't be Canada or like in the UK, because it's like we have the same politicians that are compromised in, the far right, the Republican, enough of them that they would not be good hosts for our server. There's just too much compromise. So who has the intel and ability to do this? Because I'm learning that Ukraine, they themselves, because of everything that Russia has done to them since 2010, 2012, since they invaded, they have learned to become like master hackers and defense when it comes to all the cyber stuff. Like incredible talent there. So every time a text was sent, it would go to a third country server for 2 years. There were like over 25 million messages that went. And the messages would be released to the United States on June 8th, 2021. That's why this was unsealed, because it had to do with surveillance, I don't know. So that's why it was unsealed on this date when we found out about it. It was active since 2018. So there were over 10,000 devices, 25 million messages. The agreement with the third country was, hey, if you find out there's, someone's going to get assassinated, we need to know if someone's going to get killed so we can just intervene in those cases. And they saved over 50 people's lives. Okay? So this was ANOM. So back to Attorney General Merrick Garland going to Ukraine with Nazi hunter Eli something. I'm like, what does Ukraine have to do with being a third country server? Yeah, I think they were the third country. And because I'm watching things change and I'm now looking, because I know Uvalde triggered something. Uvalde is what spurred so much activity. Uvalde is when the Russia got worse in their attacks, and that's when the media essentially seemed to me to stop covering Russia's war in Ukraine. Does this make sense to you? Let me check in with you guys. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Holly Coleman, what's the topic for today? I'm pulling all the dots together on why all the shit hit the fan this past week, because they're all connected. but I'm going all over the place with it, okay? Thank you, Ellen. Okay. Apple, did Trump use an ANOM phone? I think so. That's the live that I did where I couldn't stop laughing uncontrollably because I was seeing him brag about this phone and how it's the best ever. And they got that's a good one to laugh at. Okay. So, Attorney General Merrick Garland and Eli go to Ukraine. I will tell you, for me, the Seven of Wands has been, you know, that used to be like Facebook. This is ANOM. Stuff they're still uncovering from that because they have to filter through all those messages. But my question was, I think there's another specific app okay, shh. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this, but I think we have a special agreement just between us and UA that kind of acts like ANOM. That's all I'm allowed to say. It shows up as the Five of Cups. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about this. So we'll just pretend I didn't say that. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, can I show? Yes. Okay. In the past, the Five of Cups card was the card for like the Russia or China coming into an... there, it's right there. How about that? Was my card for like Russia hacking China. China hacking. By the way, Russia is hacking either Lithuania's government right now, one of those states. The Five of Cups was another country coming into another, entering valuable information like hacking devices, like coming in this way, knocking everything down, taking what they want, provoking what they want, and exiting through the other cup as a facade or something else. Like that Seven of Cups is always like the cloud, the haze to cover up what's going on. And, oh, there you go. Look at that. The Seven of Cups covers it up. This is my card of two people talking to one another. This is not on a government level, but what they're exchanging. Okay, Knight of Swords and Steel. Okay. Is this all upside down again? Okay, we want to just see. We just want to see. I want to see. Attorney General Merrick Garland and Eli. We're Nazi hunting. We're going to Ukraine because of this and because of this. And I'm Nazi hunting and I need this. I need that. Okay. I need another deck. This is my Ukraine deck. Ah, Magician. Ginni Thomas had this card this week for Derek Cat Spy Network. And why something happened today. What happened today? What happened today, you guys? Oh, and why we were having this extra hearing. So, we're going to Ukraine to hunt Nazis. What do you have that these guys need? You have. Oh, that is sticky. This is heavy. It like wanted to pull out so much of the deck with it. President Zelensky, what do you have that they need? He's very proud of this. This is a special one, app-like thing that only USA share. What do we have? And this is good old ANOM down here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And this is what I'm going to give back to you. No. Nothing. He's just, okay. Oh, what's this? This is undercover. We can't see this. Wow. Okay. Attorney General and Eli, go to Ukraine. Oh, well. What a fortunate timing this is. It was time to go. Something has come in that triggered a need for them to go there. They have an abundance of information on why they need to go there. In fact, this is what showed for me when that news broke. So like this used to be the Russian strength card. For me, it's the strength of their evidence that they've been able to keep under wraps related to all the cyber stuff. I'm getting the social engine, everything that came out with First Light and what J6 is finding out in those connections, okay? Attorney General Merrick Garland. The Lover's card. Oh my God, there goes my throat. I need more water. I drank this dry. Do I have ice cubes? Yes. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go get more water, you guys. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. Wait, what? Dr. Nancy McDonald? Garland is a standing tech assistant. Yes, are those two deputy attorney generals. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so by Attorney General Garland and Eli went to Ukraine. So this is my Lover's card. You know, this is the card of an agreement nation to nation. So Don Holian and all them and that big spy network with Russia, they would always come up with this Lover's card. But like I said, the cards are, it's almost like we've caught everything. And so now they're our cards. So like this is Attorney General Merrick Garland is like, yeah, we know that they had an agreement with Russia, and we know that the United States and Ukraine have an agreement that nobody knows about. It's a big secret. We said we were going here to get Nazis for war crimes, but actually, we set something up a long time ago, and they're all trapped because we have their comms and what they were talking about. This is why they're going. These mofos are caught in their conversations about Russia and directions on what they were supposed to do. This is Derek Kaki's spy network. Ginni is at the crux of this too, stateside, okay? And Eli, famous Nazi hunter, goes with, because there's crimes by Nazis that have been handed off from one group to another, to make something brand new, kind of like Putin's full and world card for their new world order they were expecting to have. So, Merrick Garland, as I'm going here for this dream. Okay, do you know what this dream card is? The card that they all have to pull off the coup, J6. You know, they talk to each other. They really hope that dream this is gonna pull off, but we're not gonna act like that's what we're actually doing. This is the coup around the world. It's come full circle, and they're done. They have to go to Ukraine to find out about this. Eli's going there because there have been forfeitures, seizures, and forfeiture. Things have hit. I am getting that this has to do with people that they're talking to who have forfeited enough intelligence and information intel to go now to Ukraine. And let's wrap this up. So over in Ukraine they go. There we go, the King of Pentacles. This is the King of Data. Who's the Data King? I've talked about this in the past. And now Ukraine is the Data King. On how things were blended to commit crimes. You've seen this, you guys. Can you see this? And the courts are here. It's time. It's time to be here, okay? So Ukraine says, yes, you're coming. I have this. There you go. Holy shit. This showed up for Donald Trump about first light, about his biggest worry. Power, opportunity, point of opportunity, point of origin, that this all started. The oligarchs, the Nine of Pentacles, the self-dealing to make them the American oligarchs. I got all that for ya. The Five of Wands, fighting obstruction. How they plan to do it in an underhanded way without overt fighting. What else? This is something else too. I keep seeing this Five of Wands. Is it maybe to get over getting past the obstruction? Because until now we've just kind of had to deal, but we've gotten to the point where we're past that. Zelensky does not need another card. He is just the Ten of Cups, the Republican Party, and their accomplice. Hello, Mansion, Cinema. All those people going far right, nationalists, the Nazis around the world. He's got the goods on all of it. It's a Ten of Cups. They've gone as far as they can go with this. Now this is now Eli is going there. The strength of their evidence of what they have with the rusher. They got caught. This is Derek got caught. Putin had this card for who is he, about First Light and this network and Ginni. Derek whatever his name is, got caught. And they have the evidence, the proof. It's a cup. We have everything we're going to give to you that you need. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, a nation with data. I am the leader of a nation. Undercover, I lead the nation that has all the data. That's why they went. It applies to Nazis, but it's bigger, you guys. Now, we talked about ANOM and this other five cupsy thing that has a very special relationship between UA and this is what's undercover that we cannot see. King of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Dynasty. Which King of Cups is this? King of Cups. Which King of Cups is this? Because no, this has to be Biden, because Ukraine never refers to Putin as the King of Cups. He's like the King of Wands because he's nasty. And the the Trump dynasty. What else about this King of Cups? Leader of a nation. It's on the move. There's our intelligence. And this Ten of Pentacles, what we got through ANOM. All the data we got through ANOM. And the Queen of Wands, a different nation's leadership. So what those two apps have done has given us everything we need to know. And what we can't see, like like Morse code going on in the background that we can't see, is the software, the Four of Swords going on, the Six of Pentacles. This is like a phone to me. It's like, oh, I picked up this conversation, I got this conversation, the back and forth, these ongoing dialogues. The Queen of Swords and our courts, the United States, ordered. This is the ordered stuff we can't see, the investigations that are, they're getting information for ongoing investigation. You guys. This is crazy. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hi, Purple Sky. I'm glad I came on too. I wish they could be in. I know. Okay, AJ Lowe. It's time. RoeMyGod. This is temporary. Okay. There's a reason why they did this when they did it. Okay. For entertainment purposes only. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Take your time. Most of us are absorbing. I know. Again, you guys. I know I slam you with so much information, but it just comes so fast, and I just want to get it documented and out there because it's just so fascinating. Okay, so I'm still like not told. Okay, so I told the story today. Why did I tell this story? Because of what's going on in the background. So I don't know when Attorney General Garland and Eli returned. I assume it's not like a week-long tour or stay. I think it's short. Gosh, there's Nancy just totally undercover again. She does not. It's almost like, I don't know if she's like in a lead room because she does not want anyone to get any of her comms or anything, but she is like hidden away. She does not. I think it's because she doesn't want anyone to pick up on her conversations. Yep, I just got a nod from her. That's how tenuous this stuff is. Okay, so Ukraine is the third country. Yay. We think, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so we get all that stuff. Okay? Basically, we've got the goods. We've got the data. We've got the intercepts. We've got them all ongoing. The thing that shocked me, because I knew Ginni was so deep into this, she is right at... I don't know, and I know YouTube can read. That's his spy network. Clarence. And you know what? Okay, Alito has been just so... All these guys are part of it, you guys. They're all involved. Because it's the people on the perimeter who are the ones doing the discussions with the network. Like her husband, he did not resign. He's a lawyer in Indiana. He should have left his practice. No, he's still there. And then we have Kavanaugh, and then we have Gorsuch. Oh my God. Now. Okay. So, I don't know what I'm doing here. We want to see his network again. Ginny is toast. She's in so much trouble. Oh, I know who else. We have 147. Who else in the GOP? Who else is so guilty of this? We're going to do... Everybody gets a card. And I think the part of the reason why Greenberg's case kept getting postponed is because he led them to... Okay, did Greenberg? Show me Greenberg. Greenberg's connection. The spy network. Spy network. There you go. Page of Pentacles. Greenberg was a page responsible for data. He had a position with the county budget office with data that he used to cover up, oh yeah, tax collector, really? No, I'm stealing information and identities. This is the telecommunications fraud that was related to First Light. We found out on June 16th, the massive Interpol operation because of telecommunications fraud, identity theft. Oh, thank you so much. And this type of thing, they were able to commit like money laundering and theft and crime through other people's accounts. They didn't even have to open up accounts. They could commit fraud by hijacking their accounts. And then you have the social media. And this whole thing leads to human trafficking, sex slavery, people who are forced labor. They set that stuff up. I always felt like Greenberg had more to give, and it's related to this. So Greenberg. The government, the structure, the hierarchy. Yeah, he's in jail. Interesting, he is part of now the organization. He's not a page. He is part of the organization that's going to take this all down. He is covered in the Seven of Pentacles. This is the telecommunications fraud. The telecommunications, this also showed up as P-boys for me and people on the ground. But they had to have the data to provoke things that he would put out there. So his relationship to this dertachNetwork spy network using government information for telecommunications fraud and plans that were put out there for the Trump crime syndicate, the transnational mob. This is his challenge. He did this. Now he has to deal with the transnational mob because at the root of all this is the global operation. They were carrying out the star. This is the op with Starlight, you guys. This is literal Starlight. That's the, I mean, it couldn't be any more clear. I cannot believe this is so crazy. Oh wait, I lost you guys. So, holy crap. Greenberg is at the root of this and how these guys are all going to go down, you guys. He's part of Florida. It's how DeSantis is going to go down, and Gates. And this is why they keep prolonging his sentencing, because they keep finding things. Crowning Greenberg, he's done. He's done. This op has been killed. This is also, Donald knew he was done, and he wanted to overcome that. This is Dear Tacky's spy network we found out over the weekend. The devil. Everyone who is connected to this is connected to the devil. It's undercover. They cannot break free of it. It includes all of their undercover crimes, terror, and all the intercepts from freaking ANOM. Ha ha ha. The Ace of Swords and all the intel that was embedded in all of that. They thought they could carry this out because at the root of this is a barren Russia. A barren Russia with no assets, no money, no nothing. They can only steal, plunder, and set things on fire. This is the connection. This is what Greenberg gave up. I'm going to leave that there because this is the thing. So let's just find out who else is involved here. Can you believe this? This is crazy. Yes, and Russia did default today. The first time since 1918, they defaulted on their loans. We're like, we don't care. We're just going to blow up some shopping centers. They know it's the end of the road. The Republican Party knows it's the end of the road. This is why they're escalating so much. So let's take a look here. I have some names. How do they relate to these people and the timing of Roe? Did you guys know they made the decision on Roe to overturn Roe in February 2022, the same month Putin went to war? That is no accident. Putin has been at war against America since 2014, 2016. We never hear about it because it was redacted in the Mueller report. And of course, the media won't talk about that. Those parts got unredacted. Russia's been at war with us forever. We just don't know. Oh, look at the new world order for the Russia. So, I want to know how Ginni, Clarence Leal, ACB, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, all these people relate to this spy network. How does this relate to Ginni? She just fell over on my head again, like a big concrete beast falling over. Clarence. Leto. Guys, he's bad. ACB. See, she doesn't even cover it. Kavanaugh. Gorsuch. I'm told I'm going to switch to this deck now. The 147 GOP looking for pardons. How do you relate to this spy network? This and Kelly Ward. There's Kelly Ward. That's Kelly Ward. Gates. I just got Gomert in my head. Gross. Okay, who's Gomert? goes her. MTG. Jesus. Boob. Why the timing with Roe? Why the timing? Oh, left ear is ringing. What's that about? Queen of Swords, our courts. Okay. Ian, you're a walking encyclopedia. He is. He has so much information. I can't wait to read this chat, you guys. Okay. How do you guys relate to this network? Ah! You guys. Holy cow. Just a second. Holy cow. Holy cow. Sorry, I'm getting interruptions. Oh my gosh. What time is it? This is the point of power and opportunity. This is what Don Julio had when First Light came out. Yeah. Oh, guys, so much to tell you. There we go. Your King of Pentacles. Hello, Ukraine, Zelensky. This is a big, big, old problem they're having. The Five of Pentacles. This is the judicial system locking people out from Roe. And another country, they got the news what they were supposed to do, and it talks about this. This is how they relate to this. Did I start over here with Ginni? How does she relate to dertach's espionage network? There you go. The Republican Party. The nationalists, the Nazis, all the fighting and obstruction that they are putting up. They're getting directions from this to do that. The Moon card, she has different directions. She's in the United States, but, you know, this is what we're going to do to get to our promised land of what we want. And kind of the gauntlet that these guys have to run through to always get away and get ahead. Ugh. And it's undercover, and that's China, Russia. Clarence Thomas. Well, well, well. Oh, this is why Attorney General Garland went. This was that card, this was him. Is he there because of Clarence Thomas? This is Clarence's relationship to the espionage network. This is why Attorney General Garland went with Eli to Ukraine. This is breaking up. This is an agreement with another nation. This is breaking up with I've also had this with breaking up with democracy with these justices. How do I even phrase this? Tarot. Did Attorney General Merrick Garland go to Ukraine because of Thomas? Holy shit. You guys. Oh, shit. I would say yes. Clarence Thomas did something. That Temperance card, maybe taking laws from another nation to this nation. We're going to come up with a new ideas of justice, and we're going to get away with it. We're going to ruin this so-called constitution of yours. What a mof. He's toast. Alito. His responsibility, he was absolutely connected to it. Looking for, this has been ongoing. This isn't like the first time they've done this or the second time. They have a well-established route going on here to do this. To leave the court spinning in circles. Who else had this? Can't remember if this was Eli or Merrick. They had this because of what these a-holios are doing. Do you see this? Then we have, ACB. No. So she's the point person for a cover-up, but it's supposed to be like a cover-up of a cover-up. What you covering up, ACB, with these guys? She's covering up the execution of it like a fine oiled machine with the right people in the right place. She has directions too on how to carry this out. The Eight of Pentacles is the big secret of their plan. The Six of Swords transmitting stuff, just making things awful. I can't stand her. Okay, then we have Kavanaugh. What's your relationship to this spy network? Oh, the Seven of Pentacles. The telecommunications part of it. The white nationalist part of it. He's over. What does his decisions have to do with telecoms and data? Did not the SCOTUS just ask? What was their super obnoxious question? How they wanted the U.S. government to handle crypto, or some? It was such a bizarre question. You know who needed to have the position on that was Kavanaugh, because this is the telecoms crap. Why did you need to have something spelled out about crypto? Because he was told to ask about it. Because they're running up into a problem. Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I just got Julian Assange too. Julian Assange is in the mix of all this. Am I going to start? That's Dirk himself. So he got instructions to ask about that crypto, whatever that crypto, it was so annoying. Because the Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this is related to Roe and all their upcoming decisions that are coming up. But this has been Julian Assange, and I think he's going to get extradited. But this question comes from another government who has this question because their defenses are down and there's a problem with Dirk Hatch, whatever his name is. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Purple sky. My head is going to explode. I'm sorry. Come back and watch it later. Okay, so my head's been exploding, and I've just been... You guys, it's coming. It's coming. I'm just priming you for what's coming, okay? Okay. Gorsuch. The United States of America. Your stateside, that's Derek Hatch. What are you... Separate support. The dream. Oh, this asshole. His job related to this network is to figure out the details on how we're going to pull off this coup. There's a very specialized thing he is responsible for, asshole. Ugh. So I just want to know, how else do these a-holios relate to this network that Ukraine uncovered last week that nobody's talking about again? I mean, Ron Johnson, he's got to be sweating. These are the 147 GOP members related to Derek Hatch. Stability and hanging on through the Four of Swords. Suppression, that's what it was. The Four of Swords came to me clearly as an act of suppression. So the 147 GOP dealing with this network and how to hang on and suppress everybody else ruled by minority. We have, who's this KW? Kelly Ward relates to Derek Hatch. Oh. She is the son? That's quite an impressive card for her. All these people are worried about this coming out. Why does she have the son? the revelation, the big the big reveal. Why does Kelly Ward have this? Justice Department. Oops, okay. Things. What's going through her head? Wow, she seems to be a serious point of carrying out this network. She's connected with the Justice Department. She's connected on a global level, and she's connected with Putin, carrying this out. Oh, she is in trouble. Matt Gaetz, the White House. He was responsible for carrying this out directly with the White House, Don Holio. He's in so much trouble. Gomert is the one is this data? What is this? The keeping things, what is he keeping? Trying to avoid a tower, keeping things calm, whatever he has to do, sorry. Not going to work. And who's Gozar? What this? Oh, this is to disguise, I guess, to disguise Russian influence. Make this look weak somehow. You know how sometimes these guys speak out against Russia, like they hate them? No, that's their role to speak out. MTG, her role is no, stop, no what? She's a cover-up. She's a cover-up for the transnational mafia, the mob. She's got direct connections, so she's to carry out the overall thing by being a. She won't stop talking. And Boobert, she's the Eight of Pentacles over here with this. This is the crux of the machine carrying this out. This is ACB. She's connected with freaking ACB. Ugh. And then so this spy network coming out. What was the timing then with Roe? We know there's a war, but you know we kept expecting it, and it came out on that day, Thursday. Was it Thursday? The same day of raids, a lot of raids, or the day I can't even remember. The Hermit, the Plan, Two of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Lovers. It was time. That is why they established this was a good time to carry it out, and I think it's because a different nation said it's time to do this. This wasn't by the United States. It was time to do it. Someone else is directing this, you guys. Totally. Let me check it. How are you guys doing? Okay. Jane, my feeling is that cryptocurrency is mostly for illicit transactions, certain football players being... Yeah. Okay, so I believe Bitcoin wasn't that created by a Russian. And coincidentally, it was supposed to be the currency that was supposed to protect us from like the 2008-2009 recession. That's what it was like supposed to do. But coincidentally, Russia's having all, and it exploded, and Russia's having all these sanctions, and crypto is failing. Crypto was supposed to be the backup to the economies that were going into recessions. Again, the Steele dossier said that Russia's hope was to ruin the US dollar, basically loot all of our stuff, and ruin our economy. It's just so bad. So, in summary then, what is going on around the world? Why, why Joel Greenberg is not sentenced yet? Why Attorney General Merrick Garland and Eli went abroad? Why Russia is acting out even more? Why the timing with Roe? It's all related, and the J6 hearings are really lighting things up. And I will tell you, Uvalde is in on this spy network as well. That's how bad it is. You guys get that? Hi, HERC213. And there's a lot of Texas is connected to this. This is why they were threatening secession, because it's like, you know what, we got our own stuff. I'm not going to jail. We got our backup infrastructure. That's what we're going to do. But I also felt like them saying out loud secession was kind of like an APB. They were sending out there like, this is serious, you guys. We're in trouble. Okay. Oh, I don't, okay. So does that make sense, you guys? Did I cover everything? Did I cover everything? It is so bad. Who? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Ginny had Death Star Temp. These are the cards that show her connection. Death Star Temp. I know you guys know what it is, but these are the cards that show her connection to dertach and his spy network that's around the globe. And so I'm going to show you who had these. Death Star Temp. Death Star Temp. Where are you? Death Star Temp. My cards feel clammed up, like they're like, we don't want to show you anything. Where are you? Death Star. Am I missing it? I feel like I can't see them. So Death is dertach. I don't know if he's still alive. Stop here. Where's, there we go. Okay, I'm just gonna put those there. That's for dertach, the spy network. Star, this is the big secret, carrying out, you know, Putin's New World Order, the thing that they've got going around the world. Temperance is taking instructions and carrying it out, okay? So, the Temperance card, oh no, Death and Star, Putin had this about First Light, that Interpol operation. This had to do with his communications with dertach, and this is what's crowning him in the skies. This is why he's acting out. Ginny, regarding First Light, this is her partner. And the Temperance is her network here stateside. 147 GOP wanting pardons. They have the Temperance card in who they are. This is what I do. They have the star at the foundation of everything that they do. Their clan, their people, what they're rooted in. Oh, I thought they had the Death card. See, this is how Ginny talks to all them. This is how dertach relates to the First Light Interpol raid. This was on the card. This is what energized that entire raid, was him. And he came up with this card in his identity. This is what I do around the globe. The Department of Justice regarding the Supreme Court and their relationship to what they were doing in First Light. They had this in their comms, and their hidden enemy was the star, Uvalde. Showed up in their comms with SCOTUS. This is what they're about, this op, and this is their shared resource and what they're operating in. It keeps replicating. I finally got to this part, and now it all mixed. This is Holly, who he is. These are his networks. Eli Rosenbaum, that's who went with Attorney General Merrick Garland to Ukraine. He had this in a partnership at the opposition. He had this crowning him, and this was the secret he had, the hidden enemy that he's going to unleash. Zelensky, again, came up with the Queen of Pentacles, the nation with all the data. So this is what pulled it all together, and Ginni was crying because of the spy network. When she just like interrupted me crying. This is where we are, you guys. They have the evidence, they have the data, they have the accomplices, they have everything. And what is happening as a result? We are being, our Constitution is being shredded. Our rights are being shredded by the Supreme Court. Again, this feels very temporary. So just hold on. I know it's painful, but we had to get the evidence and we had to have everyone's attention to know what's going on. And this is pretty significant, right, you guys? So, you guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I've covered way too much information. I just feel like your brains are exploding out everywhere. But I got it out. I got this out for you guys, okay? Nancy, I am wheezing. Shockwave, Abbott wants to take away money from public schools and they want private schools to get more money. Right. They're trying to steal and loot all that they can while they can. Thank you, Bonnie Douglas. Thank you for sharing the information. Of course, Ian, oh gosh, Rod Rosenstein should be hauled into the hearings. You betcha, you know it. He's working for NSO, Pegasus NSO, Israeli spyware. Israel's got a really big problem right now because they are super aligned with Russia and they're all getting busted with this First Light 2022. Thank you, Lola. Carol, unbelievable, I know. Michael, Roe reversal is not an end to abortion, it's an end to a bar to keep states from legislating abortions out of existence. I know. It's also getting rid of safe abortions. You guys, did you know? Okay, this is the one last thing I'm going to tell you. I had to text it to my daughter. Who came out with this today? You know that whole thing about how Alito said, this is not in our history of this. Oh, no, he is wrong. Benjamin Franklin had a book that he wrote. It's kind of like an all-purpose book, like how to care for your horses, what every American should know. They should know how to read. They should know math. A how-to skills thing as an American. Okay, come on, please. So this was May 18th, 2022. Benjamin Franklin gave instructions on at-home abortions in a book in the 1700s. I highly encourage you to just listen to it. There's two women that talk about it, and it's mind-blowing how it's mind-blowing. This was about a text on being an American and settling our colonies and settling our new nation. Abortion was a key to that. Ugh. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I love you. I love you more. So, thank you, Ian, so much. Okay. Whoops. Ah! Thank you, thank you. Yes, Rod was... Yeah, I know. I did not see that coming with Rod Rosenstein. Thank you, M. James. And Paisley, so if there's so many of these big things happening as there are small things sneaking through, let's stay tuned because it's all coming together. We have a new moon and we have our second Pluto return, round 2, July 11th. Hold on to your pants. Queen, I was talking about mall bombing. That was in Ukraine. He launched rockets today on a mall with like 1,000 people shopping. It's horrific. And it's a big shopping center. Belarus let Russia launch missiles and rockets into Kyiv. Kyiv has gotten hit again. People have been returning, and now they're getting hit again as they return home. Oh, thank you. Is that Jody McDonald? Thank you, Equus. Purple Sky. Yeah, 1 p.m. tomorrow. July 11th. Ouch. I know. You guys lay low. Please try and enjoy your summer, okay? So thank you for coming along. This was long, but I'm glad I got to touch on all this stuff. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.